So Wendy, you know we're excited to have you, and we know that you are really instrumental, and your family is instrumental in the successes of the insurance industry in general. Share with the audience that are not only on this call right now, but those that will hear this, why they think, or why you think it's so important that they too attend the Professionals Forum February 28, 29, and March 1st of this year.
I hope that everyone who sees this and then tells people will attend the Professionals Forum on February 28, 29, and March 1st of this year, because we all need energy. I don't know about you, Tom, but there's something happens that at the beginning of the year where either you come into the year with a boatload of energy, or you come into the year a little bit tired, a little bit, after the holidays, and boy, I got to do it all again. And I think that by going to something, especially at that time of year, you get that spark again, and you're able to take all the ideas and the information that you learn and run with it. So I think it's a great way to begin the year.
We have a banner for you when you get here. It's going to be one of those pull-up banners, and we're going to have a speaking station for all of the presenters in a room. It's sort of like the Tundra at the Capitol, and we're going to have everyone in those locations. Yes, there will be snacks served, but we're going to be able to be exposed to the participants 10 hours in this event, 10 hours. So whether it's lunches, breakfasts, or whether it's the honky tonk, or whether it's just between speakers, we've got anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour between speakers. And it's not just to go potty or grab a sack of M&Ms, it's actually to network. And that is not done that I know of anywhere in the industry. And I want to get this mission, this vision that I have back to what the industry used to be. And I remember I qualified for MDRT once when I was young, because my average premium when I started was $12.42 a month.
Yeah, I get it.
$70,000 a year.
Right.
But I couldn't see your grandfather. I couldn't see the John Savages of the world, because they were just with their friends and their associates. This is different. This is different. I want to give back. And what's so cool about every speaker we have coming, that's their mission as well. Yeah. So I'm hoping that everyone that is coming has an opportunity to bend your ear and really ask how you do it. Everybody knows what an insurance product is and how it benefits if you're dead. Right. No, how do you do it? What do you think makes you different and unique in the business with how you do what it is that you do?
I think that the reason that I am speaking here, let me put it that way, because a lot of people have asked me that when I say what I'm doing, and they should look into it and they should come and that sort of thing. They say, well, what are you talking about? Are you talking about the company you're working for? And I say, well, no, because we work for ourselves, right? Overall, we work for ourselves and we work for our clients. So what I'm speaking about is me. And I feel like that's why I was invited to speak about me. Well, I'm not that different than anybody else. I really don't think so. I might be shorter, I might be female, I might, whatever it might be, right? But it's really not that different. And I think what I'm going to share that others don't always share is that we all have the same issues. Every day we have the same issues. It's what we do with those issues to get forward. And when your day is not going correctly, or at least the way you thought it should go, how you change it around. And that's what I feel like I'm going to be up there talking about. I started the business like many others. I failed the personality test. I was young and didn't know anybody. I didn't have anyone around who was really going to mentor me and help me other than if I sought them out, including calling my family back in Ohio because I wasn't there. Yet I had all that knowledge that I was able to pull on, just like anybody else can, from the senior people in the industry, right? Unfortunately, I'm a senior person in the industry now, just like you are, right? I don't feel like it feels like yesterday, but I really feel like the energy that comes from talking to people who are just like you is why we're going to be talking together, and we're all going to walk away with it. I'm going to walk away with energy. I feel every day like, oh, this could be it. But instead of doing that, I find the next thing, the next great thing.
I think that's a wonderful lesson. And if anyone in the audience can pick up that, I've shared with you before, I think I can quantify 6 times in my career where I just quit. Thank God I didn't. The perseverance, the focus. The older I get, the more focused I become. And the sidebar of that is I also can be cantankerous because I don't give you much time to really either appreciate what it is that I'm doing or not. I mean, I'm very focused, I'm very driven, and pulling back the layers of an onion, what I'm doing, I am not the sharpest tool in the shed. I did not graduate magna cum laude. I hate to break this to the world. I was a B+ student, and I was happy with that. Happy with it. Now I'm making a heck of a lot more than the A+ students on average, but I enjoy doing what I'm doing. And the biggest problem I think our industry has, where I think you can really help, is what can we do consistently without with neutral expectation. Some will, some won't, so what? We all laugh at that, and we think that's a cute slogan, but very few people really embrace what that means.
Right.
And I'm hoping if you can find some way to add that into your story, neutral expectation, because I've got a training program that I call the Curve, and we start with purpose, belief, why, and passion, drive, product knowledge, accountability, communication, neutral expectation, and then top of the table, owning your business. And neutral expectation is put that high for a reason. Very few people get it. And I cannot tell you the pressure that's been relieved from me when I go to see somebody. I'm not expecting a sale.
Right.
I know it's coming. It may not be you. And think of the desperation when we first got our license. Man, as my dad used to say, son, if they can fog a mirror, they're a potential client. Well, that's cute, Dad. But today, if they fog a mirror and believe as I do, they could become a great client.
Right.
Just because they can afford what it is that I do. I don't want them as a client, maybe.
Right.
So I want to go back to the old days when your grandpa was up there owning the stage and getting back to the basics. How do successful people succeed?
I think successful people succeed because they have success in mind and they have defined what success is for them. I think that the biggest thing that you can do for yourself is to say, yes, here's all the goals that are being put out there. You want to make $1 Million Roundtable. You want to do you want to go to the Professionals Forum, and you want to qualify for your company awards, and you want to go to NAFA and be involved, or whatever it is, because those are the things that we started with, right, at the time. But I think when we define our own success, such as what is it I want to accomplish during this day, this week, this month, and what will make me feel good, that's when we're successful. And if we feel successful, we're able to continue to do that over and over again. So I, like you, I don't have any expectation when I meet somebody and sit with them for the first time, or even the 5th time, over the years, or 20th time. What I expect is that they're going to be somebody I'm going to enjoy having an hour with. And if I'm not going to enjoy having that hour and a half with, I don't want to do it, because it's no fun. And I have to find my own fun in this, right? We all do. So success to me is worthwhile meetings throughout the day, and then accomplishing the ultimate goals by doing the right thing for those people that I've been meeting with and enjoying.
Wow. Perfect.
So one of my great loves is communication. And because of that, I also get a real charge out of talking to people and watching the light bulb go off, or creating energy in the room, helping them to move from I'm not understanding to understanding, or to become excited. I am not a very funny person, I don't think, yet I think I get people laughing sometimes because of what I might say or what I might do. But one of the things I found along the way is the more people that I can talk to, the bigger charge of energy I get. So I want to be here so that I can be energized by being in front and talking to everyone and seeing the questions that they have, and seeing then how I can bring things forward. So I expect to get more energy than anybody else in the room out of being there, because it's fun.
Okay, I'll have a little fun on this, because Wendy, I've been following your family other than your father. I don't know much about Rich, but
Okay.
Your father, reportedly, if I remember right, he used to give a presentation behind a curtain.
My grandfather, I think it was the first large speech that he gave, to a large crowd. he walked out, he looked out, and when he looked out and saw everybody, he was thinking to himself, I can't do this. And so they put up a scrim, or pulled down the scrim, I guess, for him. And then he went and he gave his speech behind there after doing the talk without having to interact with anybody, which I would find difficult because I need to see somebody at least. You know, I will not Zoom with a client if they don't turn on their camera. It's not worth my time. But right. He enjoyed it so much. And when he heard the applause and peeked around to see, I think that was it for him. And he just loved it from then on. And he was good.
So, of course, and he had his own speaking impediment, which you could barely tell if you watch any of the recordings, because he had that little lisp, but it was there. And then when I would watch your uncle, he could be a little stilted himself. Just to say, so you're quite animated looking at the progression of being the third generation of the Feldman family. I just see that you've greatly improved upon the communication skills, even of some of the best producers we've ever had in our industry. I'm just saying.
Well, thank you. But I think that's due to some of the acting I did in high school and the courses in communication that I took and things like that. And I was mayor of my community and had to get some good practice getting out in front of people or on camera and stuff. But I still get really nervous. Believe me, when I come out, my kneecaps will be shaking. And if the room is cold, all of me will be shaking. So we'll see. And you asked about my father, Rich. I was going to talk a little bit about him when I'm up there to show how the family inner worked, right? All the inner workings of the family. But he was a very, very successful agent in his own right. He was much more of a person who met people through his hobbies and through the things that he enjoyed doing. And he was a very caring, giving guy who also gave a lot of his time away for free. So he liked to help people, and we miss him.
Wendy, again, I want to thank you. We will cut this up for you and we'll shoot it out to you. If you can use it on your end, that's great. I look forward to meeting you and having some fun. It's what's fascinating every time I do this with every one of the speakers. They're all saying the same thing. They're going to learn more from each other than they're going to be presenting themselves. So it's a great group of people, and we should all have a good time. I just hope everyone can make it.
Me too. Me too. Thanks.
Right. Thank you very much. We will go ahead and sign her off. Thanks again, Wendy. I appreciate it.
Good to see you.
All right. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.